JC Game Studios. Well, welcome everyone. Woo! We got a lot to talk about. Was there some sort of news, some little tidbit from a certain company about a certain product you could play certain retro gaming on? Hey, Rich knows what's going on. Hey, so does PJ. Me and Creep have no clue what's going on. Welcome everyone to Infinity. It's been a while since we've done one. What is happening? I want to welcome Retro Mountain Gaming, PJ here, my golfing compadre. He's all about the 7800 and nothing but.
Nice.
We've got the one, the only, where I get all my news from when it comes to Atari. The Atari Creep himself is in the house. And then the bacon to the ice cream to the Retro Rich. It's Retro Rich from Bacon Ice Cream Productions down here in the corner. What is happening, sir? There it is. There it is.
There he is. That's awesome. Yum. Yeah, what's going on?
What is happening? Oh, but don't be afraid, says Rodolfo. Of high mountain peaks. I don't know what that means, but I love the enthusiasm. Big Block Plymouth in the house says, "Hey, PJ, Creep, Rich, and myself. What is happening, Big Block? Good to see you." So. It was in retro, dude. Carl Young, great avatar, of course. He's got the Atari, Rocket Atari. So I guess we'll jump into this. I wanted to talk about some television stuff too, but this is just big news right now. This dropped I believe yesterday was this 78.
Yeah.
I saw Creep's video today, which said, we should do a show because this is like when the plus.
It's my fault.
It was his fault. It was his fault. No, I just wanted to do a show with him. But no, I saw this and I was like, real. I almost thought, is this too soon or what is the reason for this? And then I think Creep said it best on his channel. When I clicked on his video, this is what I pulled up.
This is f***ing stupid. What's up, creepers? And Geekers Chris, the Atari Creep. How's everyone doing today? I am guaranteeing that the majority of you are going to be in the comments clucking away. You're not going to like my take on this. Sorry.
I loved your take on it, by the way. That was the greatest intro ever. And I think and I'll let you go and say what you're going to say about it, but I think I know where you're coming from this because basically what we have here, and I'll as we're talking throughout this, I will try to show like Atari's official site and show what it is all about. Right. But this is the announcement of the Atari 7800 Plus. Now they literally within the year had a Atari 2600 Plus that played both 7800 and 2600 on an HDMI system that played old hardware and these new cartridges. So, Chris, I got to go with you first. What is your take now? And I know you have another video out, which I haven't watched yet, but it was 5 things of like what good and bad.
Good things about it. Yeah. So, and actually one of them, Mr. PJ here, I was thinking of, I guess, you, the 7800 guy, when I said it. But no, you know what? That video was obviously an elevated. Last time we spoke, we had to say the same thing. It was an elevated version of my distaste for it. For those of you who are fairly new to my stuff, that's just kind of how I do it, I do think it's kind of I I think it's lazy. I think it's lazy in repackaging the same thing just with a different piece of plastic.
David.
What I personally would have liked better is if they just held off on releasing something to work on something new. I love the 2600. I love the 7800, but I'm sick and tired of that always being up front. It's about time now that they have the money and the backup.
Yeah.
To push forward, maybe not the 5200 right away. Maybe go Jag because that might have a bigger fan base.
I think everybody wants to see a Jaguar. That's all I hear. Like a Jaguar Mini or a Jaguar something. Like we're saying, an upgraded version to play a Lynx. You even mentioned Lynx. Like that would have been cool. I know my one buddy is huge Lynx fan.
Right. I mean, I totally get what it is, and I do believe it should exist. And in that other 5 best things video, I did say it's about time 7800 cats got some love. I will give them that, And if you didn't get the 2600 plus, I honestly believe this is a better package anyway, coming with the wireless controller. And what a lot of people don't ironically know is that's probably going to be the package I buy. So
yeah, I know. I'm thinking about getting it too. And let's all break it down. We're not like hating as much to where we're not collectors, but I understand. BC Herb says my 78 worked great. Then the sound failed. Anyone else? I never had a 78. I had a 5200 and a 2600, but I never had the 78. So I guess I don't have as much knowledge of that.
I've had 4 of them. And not one of them has had that particular issue.
Yeah.
They're typically pretty robust, actually. Yeah.
Have they had other issues?
Yeah, I mean that's what I was saying. Like, there's got to be something else going on. If the sound chip's going, there's got to be something.
That just might be just a heart. Yeah, that might just be a fluke.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually the 26s and the 78s, they're always the 52s is controller issues, power issues. Like there's a lot of stuff with that, but. My 52, just like everyone else's, controller, joystick, buttons, that was basically the only problems I really had with it. I didn't have it for too long because of that, and I got it in a trade for a buddy that owed me money back in the day, like in high school, and he's like, well, I got a 7800, and I'm not a 5200. I got a ton of games. So I took it, I played it for maybe a year, and then the joysticks and the buttons just sucked. It was a terrible controller, and I went back to, playing Intellivision or Nintendo at the time, whatever it was going on. Yep. Figures just my luck.
Yeah, it's a rough scenario when you're the only one that's having an issue. When it comes to tech, it's a bummer.
Yeah. No,
worst case scenario, get a can of deoxit and just really give it a real good douching. Excuse the expression.
No, but that's like for all the contacts, right?
That's
like
good, that's good advice, though.
As a matter of fact, connection to up and to the side here, there's a Atari VCS that I had in my possession.
Well, that's right.
That survived a giant flood.
Yes.
That I got going by just spraying the hell out of it with this stuff.
You talk about this one right here?
That's the very one.
There it is.
That I got from this gentleman.
I got to put the SD card in it. I'm about close to that. I'm about close. It's already made it to the shelf. I'm about to get the new SD card in there, and I'm going to start doing stuff hopefully within a week. Let's be honest, it's probably going to be about 2 weeks. But
no way, you're going to do VCS content.
Yeah. I want to get the actual wireless VCS, classic joystick.
This has to happen.
I don't know why I'm doing this.
And all of it has to happen. I mean, if you're talking about VCS,
hey, Mark,
I may be like it's me, Mock Duck, BCB, and maybe one other person that is like really, really like YouTube wise doing like
and I'll probably reach out because I'd love to know like what to dig into, what to get. Yeah. I think I'm probably gonna start with the recharge stuff, and because I'm all about to reimagine things, so I'm gonna do that. And then
perfect.
Anything, obviously I'm gonna have the probably the collections of all the old stuff because you got to.
Yeah, well, it comes with the Vault. The Vault 1 is on there. Every VCS user gets Vault 1 for free. And that's like 50 games. And then Vault 2 is only $5. So, like, of course, you grab that.
Yeah, 7800 controller, like the original joystick with the side buttons you're talking about. Retro,
yeah, that's the one. That's the thing. When we were talking about it, like, so I guess yeah, like I'll talk about my kind of thing with the 7800 plus announcement. I have a 2600 plus, so I got hype real, like just for a second, like split second. I was like at 11. I was like, oh, it's a 7800 plus. It's going to be great. And then I read it and I'm like, wait, they didn't do anything different. It's a 2600 plus. I have one of those, and it literally does everything. And then I saw the controller, and it was like, okay, well now I'm at like 8, because everyone loves the European controller, but I'm like one of maybe 2, 3, 4 people that love the original like long controller.
I
nub,
remember it. Yeah,
and the 2 side buttons. I can get in the zone on games with that controller, and I don't know what it is about it. I just love it.
So that one that they're putting out, that's the European release one.
It's basically like a Nintendo controller.
That's exactly what it reminds me of. It's a 2-button D-pad controller.
Yeah, 2 buttons. The button is actually like a stick. It's almost like
it's like a stick button thing.
Yeah, it's like this. It's actually itself. Like this.
I don't know if I'd like that or not.
It's like the nub on a Neo Geo Pocket.
Cut that off.
Yeah.
Just go straight D-pad with
it. You know what? Now I think about Rich. Do you know if the new ones unscrew like the originals did?
Oh,
it does.
In the original European ones, you could unscrew the stick and then just use it as a D-pad.
Yeah, I think it said it did. If I'm not mistaken.
Well, they said as original as it gets on the advertisements. So I'm imagining they if the original allowed you to do that, then this one should as well.
Okay, rad.
So the Intellivision gamer says it's definitely fun for life, but
I think he meant fun for 5. Yeah, fun for life. What's up, Casey? What's going on?
By the way, what's up, Rab and Mega
Man? Rab? Mega Man's in the chat. We got all sorts of people.
Yeah, we have everybody in here. It's great, Mark. So they going back to it and and I think what Chris was saying was it's kind of a reskinned 2600 plus, because it still plays 26, and so the insides are the same. The only I'll turn it over to PJ too, because I want to hear like a lot of what he has to think about this. But I really think they could have went and did like I have to agree, Chris. It's either do a Lynx or do a Jag thing, where it's new stuff, because it's the same thing packaged. Now, Devil's Advocate, other side of this, as a collector.
Right,
2600 plus and a 7800 plus, both box and units are going to look beautiful next to each other. So, I think of it like this: if it was a Turbo Graphics or a PC Engine or a Super Graphics shell, and they all did the same thing, I would get one of each, because I'm a collector. If it's the Intellivision and an Intellivision 2 and a Sears Tele games, I'd want all 3, because as a collector. It doesn't make sense as far as it does the same thing, but for a retro collector, I think that's what they're going for here. But you got to give it to them. They're still putting stuff out, man. Yeah. They're still putting it out. But PJ, what do you think about this?
I think 129, when you include the wireless controller and the game, I think the game's got some value to it too. I mean, it's interesting that it's a homebrew, that they're packaging in there, which tells me that
the crystal.
The Bentley Bear 2.
Right. It looks fun. The clip I saw, it looked like it was kind of fun. But here's what's interesting about this. It is the same thing as the 2600 plus, but a couple things. It's going to have updated firmware. So a lot of these games, remember when the 2600 plus came out, there was, a handful or 2 of games that just couldn't play.
Yep.
Then it got the firmware that added a bunch of that, fixed some of that problem. I'm guessing that a lot of homebrews are going to be playable on the 7800 plus. That weren't playable originally. So that's maybe one of the benefits.
That would be the reason.
The wireless D-pad, joystick, joypad, whatever we're going to call that thing. I like that. I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah, wireless.
But they say you can play the old ones too. You could still use original hardware with them, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's got a DB9 connector in the front.
Adapter.
I'll tell you what would have been cool: a physical adapter that slides into that game port, and then you could play 5200 games on it.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Like just a physical adapter, it snaps in and you just slot it right in.
That would be nice. That would have been awesome.
It would be cool. But I mean,
if they did this release with like half and half, they did half 5200s, half 7800. You could pick which one you want.
Yeah,
and have that adapter for the 5200.
You'd still, you'd have to create an adapter so that the 7800 plus
physical adapter, right?
Unit users could
like
use
a Game Genie thing. Just snap it in there and snap your game in.
I used to have it like the wider cart, the big wide cartridge.
Yeah.
5200. Yeah.
Pretty much in that case, it would just be basically a pass through for power and video. Honestly.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
Pretty much.
I don't think it'd be that hard. I mean, you could charge, $59.99 or something.
I guarantee you, the way they're rolling, the way Atari is rolling right now, I wouldn't doubt if next summer they go, guess what's coming next? It's the 5200 plus, and then it's the Jaguar plus. They're going to keep rolling with this as long as people keep buying it, and I hope people do because it's badass.
Yeah. Well, the thing that really lends to that is the fact that at the end of that trailer, it shows. Like there is a logo for the Plus series,
right?
So like,
I didn't pick up on that.
So like, you don't do that for just two, you know what I mean? So
it's a family.
Well, I noticed some of the games are also labeled with that as well.
Yeah,
I don't know if you noticed that as some of the box art on the games have that as part of a line
plus,
as well.
Plus series,
Yeah, Bentley Bears Crystal Quest.
Yeah,
that looks fun, man.
That looks awesome.
They released that
on I saw it.
They released that on the VCS, on the Atari VCS.
Oh, okay. So that is
you can buy that Homebrew right now and play it on the VCS. Or also, you get the cart. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of out there on the VCS that's now starting to come out in physical. I was going to say too, speaking of compatibility, Dan Kitchen of Audacity Games and also of Activision fame, he came out and said on one of the Facebook groups or something like that, that he was part of the team that was working on that firmware for the 2600 plus, and he made sure that they could certify that all the Audacity game releases were going to be compatible with the Plus series of consoles. So that's good. It's good that Atari is actually listening to current developers.
Right.
It gives a bright spot for those that are in the homebrew scene, both devs and customers, that says, oh hey, this thing is actually probably going to work for your stuff. So that's good. It's great. And yeah, I wouldn't doubt that the 7800 Plus is going to come with that pre-installed firmware. And that actually might be the thing that, other than the fact that it's a 7800 and it's the system I grew up with, so of course I want one. It might be the thing that really pushes me over to actually just straight up buy one, because I already have a 2600 Plus, but the process for updating it is clunky.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So if it's just more convenient for me to just go buy the one that has the updated firmware, and I'll have it next to. I'll put it right next to my Ultimate Intellivision Flashback, and they can live together in harmony, and it'll be great.
And the wireless controller will work on the 2600 Plus.
Yes, and it will. Yeah, absolutely.
Touchdown.
Exactly.
Now, does the Plus now? Because I don't have a Plus, but I want to get one because I saw them. They think they dropped it to $99 on Amazon, wasn't that?
Did they?
The 2600? Oh, maybe
the 2600 Plus. I thought I could be wrong, unless that was just for a little bit. But I was either way. I was thinking of getting, if I get one, can you use original controllers on that as well, or do you have to buy an adapter?
100%.
Oh, so you could do so it comes with. Can you also use wireless, or that one is not wireless? Those are just.
You can.
What about third-party wireless? Yeah,
I don't know about third-party wireless, but as long as it's a DB9 on the 2600 Plus, you're going to be fine.
Killer.
Unless it's a gray one.
The gray one?
Yeah, there were some gray ones in the early days that went to a very specific computer. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why you'll find some that'll have both black and gray sticking.
Oh, yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to just jump in like that.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, I think So that they said explicitly, as far as the official controllers, all of them, the 7800 controller that's wired and wireless. The 2600 controller, wired and wireless, are all for every of the Plus consoles.
That is pretty cool.
They all work.
That was another thing. They were showing the 26, or is the wireless ones? These ones.
CX40 Plus wireless.
Yeah, I was like, that is a beauty.
That looks
like a
pretty
wireless
cool.
controller.
pretty
wow,
stoked.
Speaking of things that really dropped on Amazon, I went and double checked the 2600 plus.
Yeah,
I've got one at 129, which is the regular price, but
yeah, me too.
I found a My Arcade Atari Game Station Pro, $39.
Yeah, those really dropped.
Wow, no kidding. I mean,
that's out.
I don't see
an astounding drop.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like another flashback, and there's so many Atari flashbacks. I'm not saying that the doesn't have a cool light up controller and all that stuff, but it's just when you see a 2600 or 7800 or 50, like those are more nostalgic.
Yeah,
as far as that, the wireless stuff, I'm pretty impressed with, especially that the original joystick. Chris has got an awesome video of you were restoring. Were you doing that live, or did you do that video where you were restoring a 2600 and you were painting the orange around the circle?
Oh, that one when I no, I don't think I did that live.
So that is so I hope that video was so cool, man. You were like, yeah, I'm just gonna do. How did you paint that? Did you just find like a paint marker that was close, or did you just?
I use one in my art. I use a brand called Posca pen. It's basically acrylic paint inside of a pen.
Yeah.
And the orange just happened to work for it.
It looked like it matched it perfect. Like it was all worn out. And do I have one? Yeah, I do have one here. But it was basically this part. And look at that. Like my orange is like worn out on one side. And it was so cool because he touched up every one of those little lines and took it apart. It was like a really cool video. You guys got to check it out if you ever see it. But so to see that beautiful controller, because I grew up with that first too, and I know I'm an Intellivision guy, but that was the first controller I held was an Atari. I think we all did for the most part, unless you did Odyssey before that or something.
Yeah, no, I got a picture
that
of me
was
like 4 or
5
with a controller in my hand.
Big block.
You see that as darn you guys, I just pre-ordered it.
All right, Atari, send the check to P.O. Box.
Yeah, the bundle. Yes, we're looking for sponsors. We promise to be good.
I'll give it to Atari.
I'm all about that.
$169 bundle does look good. Yeah, that with all because that comes with what, 4 controllers? Yeah,
it comes with the new paddles.
Yeah,
it comes with the I believe a wired joystick and a wireless Euro pad. The game. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
The game looks really cool. I want to play that. So, but this isn't coming out till when? Because this is pre-order only. Is this coming out winter, like December?
Winter.
Or?
Yeah, I would assume somewhere between November and December.
Someone said theirs already shipped. I saw, but I don't know. That can't be true.
Oh, what?
No way.
There was a video saying he got his confirmation that it shipped. Ballistic Coffee Boy did a video saying he got a ship. Really?
Yeah.
You do a little YouTube scan. It'll probably pop up. Do 7800 plus on YouTube. It'll pop up first. But their price point on all this stuff is terrific, and we haven't even gotten into the cartridges that they announced, which are kind of like a hidden jewel in this whole announcement.
Waiting to come out with that.
$30 a pop for a new cartridge. Good.
Extension cables. That's right. Yeah.
I mean, when homebrews are coming out at 60 and 70, come on.
Yeah, and I appreciate the $29.99 homebrews, reimagined new ones. Big Block says I bought the $130 bundle because I already have a set of the new paddles with my 20. See, and
that makes sense.
They're doing it right for collectors, man. Because I want to just get the bundle of the cartridge with the 2 paddles because the box is so cool, just to have the box on your shelf. It's just another cool Atari thing. So I get it. They got me on that stuff too. I'm seeing people got tracking numbers on them, but I have to question if they've actually shipped out. There's
no way.
It's possible that they have them on hand, but I don't know, man. That seems a little.
Because where is the? Did I not do the games? I thought I did the games on here.
The games look tremendous.
That's I thought I pulled them up.
I think it's cool that they're doing
the M Network cart.
Yeah, that was the ones I was looking at.
And it's like, well, that's
for
cool.
$30. I mean,
yeah,
right.
Well, I mean, so now we can understand, as I am someone that is big into this world. we can understand possibly, if I can get this without it falling all over my face here, why this is no longer a thing. Right?
Yeah.
True. If we understand that they're putting out M Network collection cards,
he's already regretting not buying the bigger pack.
Like 6 or 7 games. Well, that was the Real Sports one, but the Real Sports one has 7 games on it. The M Network one has 4. There's another one I think that has 3. Like they're putting out collections now, so that's very interesting.
And look at all the Switch flashback stuff they got now too.
Oh, nice!
Like they got a bunch of flash. So yeah, here you got your Real Sports. The M Network would be pretty cool.
What's the
Real Sports 7800 or 2600?
Real Sports is 2600.
And there's your Bentley Bear inbox.
Yep.
But that already, that already comes with. I like the Frenzy, by the way. That was pretty
Frenzy
cool.
and Berserk 7800 is pretty good.
Frenzy and Berserk look great. They both look great. Those are must-haves.
Food Fight.
The interesting thing about the Berserk, when I went to go look at it, they didn't have any screenshots though, and I was like, oh, come on, I want to see the screenshots.
As long as it's not like the VCS recharge Berserk, I'll be happy.
Look at this thing.
I wouldn't imagine
sold out. Look how cool those looked.
Yeah,
the big bags of everything.
Yeah, and Save Mary's going to be on the Super Pocket. I love that thing.
That does look cool.
I mean, they just keep rocking it out, man. They don't stop. It's just going and going and going.
I mean, I got to applaud it, to be honest. I mean, that they're crushing it. You know, like they're acquiring IP and then almost immediately using it. So like
you saw the M Network stuff came out pretty damn quick.
Well, as soon as they put out they did the M Network announcement, and then the next day on Atari VCS they released Dark Caverns on the VCS.
I love it.
The day after they announced the Stern acquisition of Berserk and Frenzy and those other 20 games, the very next day on Friday, they released Berserk 2600 on the VCS. So it's like they're very keen as, hey, we just acquired IP. Here's some. Maybe they don't go deep because Frenzy didn't come out until like 2 months later. They haven't had any more M Network releases on the VCS other than Dark Caverns. But that there are things that are still in the works, and they're using it. They're using the IP that they're getting. So until they stop doing that, I don't see a reason to be worried at all about what Atari's doing. Now that one thing that Chris mentioned, like the weirdest thing though is if you're going to create a series, that Plus series, I get the 7800 is a no-brainer because people might want the aesthetic of that device, but how much more impactful would it have been if this was a Lynx?
Oh yeah, or Jag, dude.
How much more impactful to the general like zeitgeist would it be if it was those kind of devices, and then they started putting out cartridges in that style. You know what I mean? So for Lynx, they could have easily went to it's Songbird Productions, right? That's the guys that do the Lynx stuff.
I'm not sure.
I want to say it's Songbird. I can look at my Lynx collection right now and probably get the it's Songbird that does the Lynx stuff. They make their own cartridges. They make their own Lynx cartridges. So that could have been an easy deal to get done. Put out some stuff. Thanks guys. Thanks Rab and Lank and Intv Lab. That's a slam dunk. But then they could even do multi-carts, right? Because it's Atari, it's their IP. They could do whatever they want. They could do multi-carts on the Lynx and create a Lynx Plus that has an HDMI out and whatever.
Oh man, yeah.
So then if these the fans that want just the Lynx experience, I mean I'm an Evercade fan, so that's just like a dagger to the heart, because that's what the Evercade does, right? Lynx Collection 1 and 2.
Nice.
There's tons of games on these things, but of course you could do it, and then you're right, Intv Lab, you could do multiplayer. You could do multiplayer on the Lynx because the Lynx did it. Like it's such a slam dunk. I have no doubt in my mind that a year from now we'll all be sitting here talking about the fact that they just did.
That's the question. What is a year from now? Right. What's the next one they're coming out with?
It's got to
be the Jaguar, don't you think?
I don't know.
I would hope so, honestly. Yeah.
I would hope so too. But I could think I would think that because there still is a nice homebrew scene there, and the fact that there's a bigger library, I would say that they go Lynx first because it's a handheld now.
Okay.
And these are still At Games that make all this. At Games makes all these, right?
No,
I don't think so. Actually,
At Games doesn't make the 2600 plus.
I don't think so.
Okay, I just was.
No. The At Games stuff is gone.
Yeah,
that's before Atari was this Atari, right?
Yeah, they're doing some kind of if they're using the same fab, I think for the VCS. Well, I mean, they don't do that one anymore, but I want to say it was all internal.
Oh, that's great. That's even better.
Yeah, I don't think Flash Cart works in a 2600 plus, so I would doubt it for a 7800 plus. But
well, I overheard somewhere that it's going to be a completely different emulator to the 7800 plus. Anyone heard anything like that?
Really? I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah, someone in one of my comments said something to that tune, and maybe I read it wrong.
I wouldn't imagine that they would do that. That's splitting your compatibility base between two units that you then in your own announcement said we're 100% compatible with each other. So that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So, unless they meant that there are the emulators that have been updated and they are on the 7800 plus because that is expected. I 100% expect to open my 7800 plus, plug it in, and find that it has a new firmware that has the better compatibility. There's no way. Deep Silver, huh? It's making all the new carts and consoles.
So yeah, I mean,
I knew it was a third party. I just couldn't remember who.
I was watching someone, and I can't remember who that was. They were showing off like different games, and they were showing that. Is there any sort of lag or input lag that's really bad and noticeable on the 2600 plus as opposed to an original 2600?
I didn't feel any on my end, but
that's a good question.
That is a good question.
Oh, Kurt, thank you so much. Welcome to the Silly Club.
Hey, what's up,
Kurt?
That is awesome.
Kurt's good people.
And very good to see you. Always good to see you.
Always good to see Kurt.
God bless you, sir. I don't know, man. I think this is good. I always wondered what's going to come next if they had this going. And I keep asking myself, will there be an Intellivision Plus? Because that's another IP now that I really felt that they're gonna, and I'm sure. Yeah, I know it's new. I know they just got it. I know there's probably a lot of plans, and this is all speculation. But I'd like to see them on their website almost like split it. Because when they announced that they had like blue and red, they had red was Atari and blue was like the Intellivision. That'd be pretty neat to have like the Intellivision website the same way. Start doing more little merchy collectible stuff, and then I want to see Intellivision Plus. Let's make that part of the plus line. Let's get one of these wireless babies right here. That's what I want to see.
I would love to see. To be honest, I'd love to see that as well.
Well, here's my question: is why couldn't? Well, it's probably impossible, but couldn't you firmware up one of these 7800 pluses to add Intellivision software capability?
I don't even know. I wouldn't know how to do it.
And then add an adapter for an Intellivision cartridge, just snap that baby in the top.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the one thing 100%. I've been crying about for at least the past 4 or 5, maybe even 6 years,
that's good.
Is if we all remember when the Retron 5 came out, I was thinking of a pre-NES version of that.
Yeah.
You could get the 26, 7800, 5200,
that'd be cool.
Line, Intellivision.
So, Chris, this is going to lead me into what I think is going to happen as far as that's concerned. If you're going to put out a third-party adapter for a thing that plays lots of other retro games, you're going to get one of these.
Okay. I had a feeling that was coming.
Okay. And what this is the blank for the modules of the Polymega.
Okay.
So there will be one with a hole here and a hole here, and you can get your second generation like all in one. That is my prediction. Now that Atari owns it all, there is no excuse because they already are producing a module for Atari. There is no excuse not to just include Intellivision and have Atari Intellivision right there. Done.
So they own that project too now?
Well, they are a 49% share
Wow.
In Polymega.
That's rad.
Which is also the reason I got my Polymega because they needed a cash infusion. They needed a cash infusion in order to get those things out. And they got it.
Gotcha.
You know, I don't know the particulars. There's a lot of speculation. It was like not much. It was like a couple $1 million or something like that, but enough to get them out the door, and that's how I got mine. Awesome. But they already said immediately upon their announcement that they did the investment in Polymega that there was going to be an Atari module. But more, and they said already that there was going to be more news to come, and this is almost a year ago. So that Intellivision deal might have been that long in the making, because they were heavily hinting that it was going to be just more than just the 2600. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's what we're going to see next as far as third-party modules. We'll see that, but an Intellivision Plus is another slam dunk.
I think they should.
It's a no-brainer.
Because you like we were saying, they do a lot of stuff with those IPs right away, and I'm kind of just crossing my fingers for that Intellivision one, man.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing
it's just way too soon.
Well, I'm also guessing that just happened, and this, I guarantee you, this 7800 stuff was all probably happening when they decided to do that with Intellivision. So I'm sure once this is all out and ready and out and going, I think maybe they'll lean over to the other side to start working on that, and then come back, after they do something with that, and maybe flip back and forth, new Atari, new Intellivision, new Atari, and someone was asking earlier, and I don't know if all you guys or any of you guys are ColecoVision fans, but why not acquire Coleco at this point? That's sitting there.
Yeah, saying that.
Yep.
Too many ports.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, 90% arcade ports.
Yeah.
Well, the licensing is the hard thing, but to own the rights of the name, and then to own the rights of the technology, allows you to have the emulation so that you can use it in a device like say the Polymega, and then just go, well, we might not be doing any of these things to go and try to create new cartridges based on these old properties, because licensing is as such.
Most of it was
we've acquired the rights to the technology and the rights to put this emulator on this other device. So then, again, that second generation module could also
another Plus series,
include ColecoVision and Intellivision all in one.
Do you think an issue with the Intellivision Plus though would be the fact that there are 190 homebrews out there now, and you would have to somehow incorporate that into the ROM dump to make it?
So aren't most of these homebrews all like JZI Intv compatible?
I think so. Most of them, I believe.
Because if they are, then that's the base, and they own now. Atari does, if I'm not mistaken, in that deal, they own the rights to create things using JZI Intv.
Oh, that's beautiful then.
So that's again, it just gives them free reign to go and make these projects.
The future looks great.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want to show off, by the way. So they recently shipped, or starting to ship that fan project, the Ghostbusters. This is, I call it the once in a lifetime, because it's over. It's not like you can buy these again. Maybe in the future, I don't know, or you find someone that's selling one, maybe. But most of these were limited to, you bought it, that ROM belongs to you. It has your name on it. Like my name is on the ROM. It says thanks to Chuck. It has my name. I dox myself every time I play it. But yeah, I think it's amazing, and I just got a thing where you pay $20 and they package it in this beautiful packaging with overlays and instructions and a box and so you get everything physical now. And it shipped out. So I'm going to play a little thing. I don't think we'll be able to talk over it, or I might be able to unmute us. But let me
cool.
But this is it's like a 2-minute thing. It's showing a little bit of this game and how far they're coming. This was the Commodore 64 version of Ghostbusters, upgraded using IntelliVoice cutscenes. It doesn't show everything. So you don't want to spoil everything, but it shows a lot of the action on this game. It is on the classic Intellivision. Here it is right here.
Ghostbusters! He slimed me! Ghostbusters! Well, that wasn't such a chore.
How cool is that, man?
That looks awesome.
Cool.
So all I'm saying is when people that love to collect or like to even buy the ROMs or anything or back a project, when you have one of these fan-made ones, because it's not something they can sell outright, jump on these things and support these campaigns, because I'm so glad I did. And I've been streaming that over on Rumble a lot when I first got the ROM, and I will do an unboxing here on YouTube as well when I get this and show that off, because the artwork is just unbelievable, and the fact that you have an Intellivision cartridge that's a Ghostbusters game, badass, man. They did a knockout job, and it does have all cars. I didn't show they have the teal Volkswagen Bug, just like Commodore did. They got the red sports car, they got the station wagon, and they have the hearse. So you can kind of build up your bank account up there. And I believe I get a special bank account card and a certificate of authenticity and a bunch of other stuff that comes with it. But yeah, I'm really stoked. There's a lot of good, really good homebrews that have been coming out and for Intellivision. And I think. And I was going back to saying this. Who were we talking to on last time? Who was on here last time? Was it Rab that was on with us? Chris?
Rab snuck in a few times, yeah.
Yeah. I think we were talking about this, like what happens, Atari buys Intellivision. That was the main thing. And it was like, but if you look at this, I think the reasoning, because why would they just buy this IP? I understand the Amico stuff was doing Reimagine and all that. But if they look at Atari also bought Atari Age, and what's constantly on Atari Age, but of this huge homebrew following, homebrew developers. And I'm guaranteeing they have plans to make a unit that'll play Intellivision homebrews, because that's what all of us that are Intellivision fans right now, that are hardcore, that are streaming, or even just watching people stream, we play these homebrews. We all do. I think it's a given that a plus or a mini or something that's HDMI compatible has to come out. I sure hope so. He goes, Rab says, I guess I'm sitting solo for the RCA Studio 2 Plus, huh? No classic or Schoolhouse 1 or 2 fun with number holdouts. Anyone? Bueller?
The best in black and white out there.
Oh, see, Kurt just got his Ghostbusters Ultimate Edition today. Great box and cart. Yeah, dude, I'm ecstatic for it. Yeah, I already know it's being shipped. It's just, I think it's coming from overseas, so I gotta wait a couple more days, few more days, but I should be getting it sometime next week, I believe. I am stoked on that. So as far as other minis, I did have all this in banners, and I haven't pulled up anything. Oh my goodness, I had it all. See, look, I had all this stuff.
Here's the question: what was the first mini?
I'm trying to think.
It's technically the NES one.
NES, yeah.
Because you talk about a successful wave.
Well, the Atari Flashback, I think, might have been the first sort of mini with built-in games, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, before the actual dedicated minis, there were all
the Intellivision Flashback. I mean,
well, there was the 3. They had the Sega too.
Yeah,
but I think the first thing
bunch of garbage Sega ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, they did have a lot of harshly built. Was that the Act Games ones as well? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had some. You're right. Some questionable ones, but yeah, I think those were like a lot of the first ones. The actual dedicated. I guess the NES.
Well done.
I mean, there's a Genesis, Saturn, right?
Or first party mini, like, it was made by the company that's still going, because a lot of the minis were stuff that was already out of business as a console, like Sega, Intellivision, Atari. There was no one. They weren't manufacturing consoles anymore at that time. They were just a name, and it was someone else making it and licensing it. Because remember, they even licensed an Activision one with Pitfall and everything. That was like the big thing. Oh my God, this one's got Pitfall and Frogger.
Or just be a controller.
Yep.
Yeah,
just those controller only loaded ones. Those sucked.
I remember that. Remember the Atari joystick? They had the 2 AV cables. You plugged it into the front of your TV and you just played it like that. I had one of those. I had fun.
I might actually have one of those right here. Oh, I got a box of plug and plays. I don't know.
Yeah, Act Games, Atari, and Genesis. I get it. Yeah. Yeah, so I would like to see, and I do this because I'm a huge fan. I'll get off my Intellivision rant, but I would like to see a Turbo Graphics 16, something to do with either something that's similar to like a Plus or I know they did the Mini, but it would be cool to have a Mini that you could go online and purchase games from a store. Like a Mini with an online server. And now I was thinking about this earlier. Charge like $1 to $2 to $5 a game. Like some of these Turbo Graphics games are insane for pricing. And to have like Konami put out one that because they own it, and they're just sitting on it since the Mini came out. And they didn't make it to where anybody could hack it, which I understand. They probably didn't want that. But, do it to where we can legitimately buy them for a few bucks a game digitally. So that way I can go, I'm going to buy Sapphire, or I'm going to buy a Rondo of Blood or Yeast Book 4, or something like, something that you normally be paying hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars for some of these rare games. Yeah, I'll pop $5 for that, and get it and download it on my official TurboGrafx Konami console. I keep always bringing this up, but that's the next one I want to see, man. I think that's just a game library that really, really needs to come back.
The TurboGrafx?
Technosource is doing versions of Coleco head-to-head handhelds in 2003. Oh, keychain size mini handhelds. No kidding.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Those are ghastly.
Yeah, Rodolfo's saying that. Yeah, online market. I think for any of these, any of our retro games, like you're talking about the Lynx, you're talking about the Jaguar, talking about the 2600 and everything.
That'd be fantastic.
Let's just get if I think of a game, and I'm going to throw one out there because it's just a game that's everybody knows, but say I haven't played Ninja Golf in forever, and it cost me $1 to download Ninja Golf like legally and play it. I'll support it because I know more. I'll get more of that type of stuff or that content. Let's get all these hundreds and thousands of games that just put them in a market. Put them in a market. I 100% online market. I'm down.
Link is correct. The plan is for Paul Omega to do that actually
on the store. Oh yeah.
Have their own digital storefront and have those games on there.
Where's my Fairchild F Plus?
And also, just to let you know that device that's behind you there, at least for Atari games, that device there, that VCS thing, it has all those games that you can download individually.
He says you can buy it. Yeah. And once I hook that up, I'm gonna definitely check that out. What are they charging for games? Are they charge, or can you do like packs or something?
So the only packs that they have are the vaults, the 2 vaults, and there's tons of games in the vault. But as far as individual games, they range in price from $1 to $4 or $5, depending upon which title
Makes
it is.
Sense.
They got homebrews on VCS, and those range from $5 to $6, or $5 to $7, I should say.
And they're always having sales.
And exactly, yeah. And that's the other thing. Every about every half year, there's a big sale, and they can go from 30 to 60 to 70% off.
Dark Caverns was 99 cents, I think, when it first came out. So
that's
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Reasonable price.
Once in a while they do a gift. Yep, I got Haunted House for free. I don't even remember. I think it was a Valentine's Day thing.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, there's sometimes they just drop a game and they're like, "Here, take it." Pretty good. Yeah. Mike knows what's up.
That would be cool.
I don't do a lot.
There's like 173 or 170 something games on VCS right now.
Yeah, I cannot wait to get that going. I just need to. Maybe I'll get that. Maybe I'll get it. At least get the SD card this weekend and
man,
start to get that thing fired up. I've had a lot of August, or I should say, late July, early August has been a busy time over here. I've every other day is a birthday in my family all through July and towards the end of July, including myself. Then I had the trip, and then I just haven't been doing. I started doing a lot of the TurboGrafx, shorts, just the little samplings of all the games, and then. But I'd like to get back into doing some series of stuff, and the VCS is one where I can start exploring it and checking something else out and buying different games and stuff I just never had,
Yeah, Lank's got good taste. BPM Boy is a great game. If you like games like Marble Madness.
I do. Yeah, I used to have Marble Madness.
It's kind of like a revamped Marble Madness with like a story.
It's
like if you mix Marble Madness with like Super Monkey Ball and then add a story to it, it's like it's cool. It's really
Super neat. Monkey Ball, so underrated.
And it's from the same dev. It's Tony Barnes, Retro Ninja Studios. He does. He's doing another game. It's going to come out probably next year. Maybe it's called Polygunner, which is a run and gun. Only if it's like a top down shooter. It's weird, but very cool. And there's a demo on VCS for it too. All good stuff. But yeah, we were talking about like different like prices and stuff. I'm just going on.
Yeah.
I'm just going on the store right real quick just to see like what was
how much is the wireless CX40 Plus?
I think it was $34.99.
$34.99.
Yeah.
That's great. You can't beat that.
It's not bad for a controller, man.
I thought you were going to say like $69.99.
It's unbelievable.
They've been hitting it out with the prices.
Yeah, they keeping everything around that $30 mark because wasn't the paddle $29.99 for the paddle set?
Yeah, something ridiculous.
It's insane.
$30 for a game
they work well too.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, the inbox game because I got Mr. Run and Jump and the Berserk Enhanced inbox still.
And we're talking a true box game. We're talking like a 1985 style box game, not like just like a DVD case with something slapped in the front of it.
Right.
Here you go. Here's your box.
Yeah.
I might have brought this up last time I was on the show. I can't remember because we've only done one. But I had a buddy of mine at work found this at his mom's place or his mother-in-law's place, where these inbox board controllers for $2,600.
Cool.
I'm like,
really
I think I forgot the games that you'd use this. I think it actually says in the back.
Basic. You use it for basic. You can use it for math. You could use it with the.
You know how I love math.
Later on, but
now, what was the Indy 500 controller? What was that? Was that a paddle?
It was basically this right here, but it was its own. It was its own paddle. It had a different kind of potentiometer inside of it.
Huh. So it is.
It was a single controller. It wasn't.
So look at that. It's considered the CX50 controller and it went for $4.97 at Toys R Us in 1981 or 79 or whenever the heck this came out.
That's crazy.
1978.
Unfortunately,
that's a great condition box, dude. That is a good condition Atari box, right? That's probably the best thing in my Atari collection. He said, "Oh, I haven't seen. You better get a pair, Big Block. You better get on eBay and start buying right now. You can use it for Custer's Revenge. You just hit 69.69 on the keypad."
That's horrible.
That's funny, buddy.
That's wild.
Yeah, BPM boy. I seen people playing that. I might have saw Rich playing that actually.
Thanks, Big Block. I had no idea that's what they did. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, each release I do a fun for five for every single Atari VCS release. So eventually, anyway. There's a couple that haven't gotten fun for fives yet, but that's because I'm just weird. I still haven't done like two of the most marquee titles on Atari VCS, Food Fight and Days of Doom. They're both Atari titles.
Food Fight's pretty awesome. They did
subvert expectation, my friend.
Well, I tested Food Fight for Mega Cat, so like I know what that game is. So, but Days of Doom, I'm actually really psyched for, because I love strategy games, and it's supposed to be like a survival strategy, which I'm like, all right, you got me.
Man, I so wish I was a trust fund baby. You just want to spend some money, huh? I'm the same way. If I had money, dude, sure. I would just get free.
I wouldn't mind having some extra cash.
Yeah, I would literally go to that like Atari.com and just go, I'm going to take the controller bundle, the paddle bundle, all the new games, like the box edition stuff, the collector's edition
the
stuff.
website and say yes.
And and then I'd also go over to Amazon and buy like 4 bookshelves and just install them and put all the boxes, keep everything in box.
That's it, man.
No plexiglass over, like the glass shelves, Anyways, yeah, I would love to own everything, but I'm so down to where I'm just only spending stuff on certain things right now. It's pretty much the Intellivision collecting, but the Atari has really been taken off, man, and it's doing everything that I'm hoping to see happen with the Intellivision IP. So most people have a lot of money that when you see them with every single thing.
Speaking of game testing, have we heard anything about any new Amico Home games? Possibly, Rich?
Yeah.
Oh, wrong way.
There are so what can I say? I can say
nothing.
Don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble, please.
Take care, everyone. No,
I can say what has been publicly said.
Yes.
And what has been publicly said is that there are multiple games that are currently in testing. And there are at least 2 that are in testing in the hands of like testers that aren't internal to Intellivision. That I can tell you. And one of them is one that I've been waiting for me and my son since the announcement.
I know what you're talking about.
And it is really cool. And is there has been more work done to add more things to that particular title. I think that is the limit of what I can say. But
Kool-Aid Man.
It's cool. It's cool.
We're finally getting Kool-Aid Man.
All I need to know.
Kool-Aid Man.
Rich confirmed it.
Everybody's excited.
I heard Master of the Universe.
Breaking news. Kool-Aid Man coming. Amico Home. Rich confirmed it.
John's going to be out here going, what are you talking about? Now everybody's emailing me about Kool-Aid Man.
Let me just check this. Oh, wait. Oh, I just got kicked out of the tester.
Yeah, why doesn't my Discord link work?
2 words for that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, guys, I do appreciate everyone coming on here and chit chat. We got to do this more often.
It's awesome.
I kind of just fell off on I was doing a lot of people knew that I had left YouTube for as far as my live content and a lot of stuff. I was really trying to build up my Rumble live streams daily and sometimes twice a day. So I was almost this past year. I haven't been too much on YouTube since like the holidays, and so I'm getting back at it. And I want to come back here, and we should bring. I love doing this Infinity show because it's just retro, no matter what. Like if we're talking Coleco, Atari, Intellivision, Amico, whatever. Yeah, I'm just down to talk games and talk anything,
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to have. I was really excited to have all you guys be able to make it tonight, and but I want to go through what has everybody got coming up on their channels. Retro Mountain Gaming, what you got?
I had a little golf, I thought, but I think we're skipping a week for that. And I've got a couple. I got a couple Funko Pop shorts coming out tomorrow, actually. So look for those.
Awesome.
There you go. Make sure you click on Retro Mountain Gaming and give them a subscribe, a follow, a like, whatever you can do. Support that channel. Mr. Atari Creep, what you got coming up?
I have a video that's already live for my members right now that's coming up tomorrow for everybody else, talking about all the game releases that we just talked about. I go into each one and I give a little bit of a, this, that, and the other about it. And I do talk about the pricing and how amazing it is that they keep it down, Let's see. I've been playing Kaboom a lot for the Atari.io High School Squad Challenge. I'm finally going to get back on the saddle with the IO cats over there. Other than that, not too much. I got some big life changes happening that's going to take up a lot of schedule. So I need to try to work. So I'm not really planning anything right now. I'm just kind of going with it. Thank God for this Atari 7800 plus shit. But no, that's really all I got. I got that video coming out tomorrow. I'm going to try to sneak in a few live streams at least twice a week, and just go from there.
Cool.
Very, very cool. Mr. Retro Rich Bacon Ice Cream Productions. What do you have? You always got fun for fives, but what else do you have?
So, well, speaking of fun for fives, tomorrow we're trying to do a little cleanup on the Atari VCS store. So I worked my way from the top to the bottom. We just did 2. Popcorn Rocket was the last one that came out in the last 4 weeks. Game by Battle Geek Plus. It's like silly, like old school arcade kind of thing. So we're probably going to do a fun for 5 for that. I fell into a very deep, dark hole on the Nintendo Switch. That hole is known as the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. That game has taken over my retro gaming life. I need help. Please send help to rich@baconicecream.com. But I've been doing things like this, playing and trying to get PBs and get S ranks on every one of the little things. If you guys don't know what this game is, it is basically a celebration of the 13 black box games, or 13 of the black box games that came out, like some of the greats.
I didn't know that.
It's Ice Climber. It's
Kung Fu on there.
Kung Fu's not on there, unfortunately. But Super Mario 1, 2, and 3 are. Zelda 1 and 2 are. Metroid is as well. Kirby's Adventure. It's if you can think of a great game that's in that early stage, that's iconic. It's probably one of those 13. Kid Icarus is one of them. Nice. Donkey Kong 1, the original, is on there. It's so good. The way that they set up all their challenges is so good. They have like a weekly challenge that you can enter. It got so crazy that I actually started a speedrun.com leaderboard for myself. I started submitting times. I have tied 6 world records in these events. So like I'm all in. So
no kidding.
That does happen a lot on my channel. So if you want to see some at least the results, and then probably some live streams of me trying to get my S ranks. That's
real world records, not Billy Mitchell crap.
No, these are verified. Yeah.
You just etch it into the glasses and you read it out that way. Remember, I saw Pixels. I know how it works.
It's wild too because one of the moderators is a Mario Brothers speedrunner that I know because I watched almost religiously Summoning Salt's videos on speedrunning, and he was featured on the video, and he's one of the moderators that like for 3 of my scores, he was the moderator that verified my time, and I was like, wow, that guy, he's the guy, and he did that, which is awesome. Yes, yeah, it's cool. It's so cool. It's just neat. And I never thought that I was going to be able to even have like the skill to do any of these things, but I will tell you this: awesome. If I can do some, you guys all can do it. So if you're into that thing, you know, it's like $30 on the Switch. You can get $60. You can get like the thing. It comes with a.
I thought it was literally just the world champion card.
That's what I thought when I first saw that. I was like, you know,
I'm like, why is everyone freaking out about this? So what? Oh, wow. That is cool.
Yeah, man. It's so.
Sometimes it sucks being a Nintendo poo-poo head.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Check it out.
I'm right there with you. I haven't fired up my Switch since Pac-Man '99 came out.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Forgot about that.
Hey, can I interrupt and go back to me?
Yeah.
Yes, you should.
I don't know why I didn't mention it. The Alzheimer's Association.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I am going crazy with that. These shirts just came out. Not that you can really see it, but the new shirts came out. This guy's logo is on it. He's one of my sponsors. So by helping him out, you're helping me out.
There's one.
I also got Video Game Dust Sleeves. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a good
Chris,
dude.
Yeah.
And he makes these. I don't have any here. They're all in the other room. Damn it. He makes dust sleeves for video game cartridges, and he'll put anything on the label. He'll put the box art. He'll put custom stuff for your channel or whatever. In this case, he does one specifically for the walk.
Yeah,
and he'll do it for any cartridge shape that you have.
Yep.
But yeah, no. I also
that dust sleeve looks awesome. I still need to reach out to him because I'm gonna get a bunch.
He's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Great too. Yeah.
And he doesn't charge anything for it. He just everything.
Yeah,
go straight to, good people, but
yeah.
But if you go to my channel, not even so much just to watch the videos, just go in the description, and the link's the very top one. Donate directly to the Alzheimer's Association. I don't see it. It doesn't go in any weird trust funds waiting for whatever. It goes directly to them. Done. Thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me jump in.
No, and in the description you'll see Atari Creep's link. So click on that, then go right to his channel and check that out.
I have a QR code popped up if you just want to make me the full screen for a second.
Yeah, I will. I sure will. Let me solo you out.
Might be a shameless plug for this.
There it is. Click on that.
Hit that link.
Yeah, right now we're at just under $600.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I appreciate it. We'll have to do this again very soon. Maybe every other week I might try to come up and start doing this now that I'm back up on here. So I'll get a hold of you guys when maybe a week ahead of time next time and not the few hours before, but like I did on this one. But I was like, man, that Atari thing's I want to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Big day.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks everyone watching. Please hit follow, like, and all that stuff. And as far as what I got coming up, I got a lot of TurboGrafx stuff. I'm still playing every single North American Hue card. I think I'm up to Hue card number 25 coming up next. So check out those little short videos of just me sampling every game ever done on North American TurboGrafx. As well as we are going to try to eventually do the golf, the Chip Shot Super Pro Golf League. We've been out for our third week now. Will be this Thursday because everybody's either out. We want to get everyone back together before we do our final little fun thing, and we're going to probably do that hopefully next Thursday. While we wait for Casey to be a little bit late, we're probably going to do some putting green and driving range. And when he comes in, we're going to spin a wheel or maybe we'll throw it up to a vote. We'll do something to do that. That'll be over on Rumble though. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. We will see you in the next one. Take care. God bless.
Be well, everybody.
Bye-bye.